This is Dick Chanel. Your lawyer?
Oh.
It's Wheatley. He doesn't want to sign.
Sign what?
Title for the house?
And he said he would sign whatever was necessary. So.
Well, apparently he's changed his mind.
Yeah,
Oh, boy.
no surprise there.
I thought I could keep the house if I made the payments.
Mr. Wheatley says you misconstrued him.
Oh, yeah, right.
Claims he was just permitting you to stay in the house until you got settled.
That's not true. He said I could have it. Remember? Can't you even look at me?
Don't you trust like his
me.
ex?
Can't you talk to me?
Alma.
Alma wanted a child.
You signed the papers. You took on
papers.
responsibility.
Alma wanted to adopt you, not me.
You adopted me. I didn't ask you to. You're my legal father.
The money in this house is mine. No smart-ass orphan's gonna take it away from me.
No, I'm not an orphan. I'm your daughter.
Not in my backyard. I don't give a shit what Alma said either. That woman could not keep her mouth shut. I thought the piano would help. It didn't. So here you are. Oh, so pathetic.
Alma was not pathetic. She was stuck. There's a difference. She didn't know how to get out of it. Pathetic? Well,
Oh, she's...
I'm looking at pathetic.
Good job,
You
girl.
see what they did with the angle of the camera?
What do you want from Beth, Mr. Wheatley?
I want her out. I'm selling the house.
Sell it to me.
What are you talking about?
I'll buy it.
I need 7,000.
Your equity is less than 5.
It's 7. I'll show you the receipts.
Fine.
You have that much?
He's
Yes.
a piece of shit.
But I will be subtracting what I paid to bury Mother. I'll show you the receipts.
It's too hot in here.
Oh, yeah?
She's the fucking child, yet she had to fucking be the adult in this relationship. He's got money problems, that we know.
We know that he overpriced what the house...
Oh no, but he has money problems. That's why he wanted the house. He said she could have it, but then his money problems became too much, so he asked for the house back.
I know. And he overpriced the house too.
But this I'm loving though. It's like she's taking charge of her life.
And it is a good distraction from a problem though, with the alcohol and the pills.
Yeah.
Focus on something else.
I feel like she took charge, and I like it. She's growing bored, but it's a test. Don't do anything.
I will have the asparagus vinaigrette as an appetizer while I think about my main course.
Very well, Miss Harmer. And would you care for a cocktail?
No, Coke is fine.
Nice.
Actually,
No? No?
I'll have a Gibson on the rocks.
Of course.
She was doing so fine.
Hello?
Beth? Hello?
It's realistic though, you know, it's... In movies, they like sometimes to, you know, have a character go down and then they go up and no problems after that. Realistically speaking, this is normal.
I don't think that she reached the lowest point in her life yet.
You see now she's mixing the prizes with the fucking alcohol. Is she okay?
You know what? It reminds me of one of my customers when I used to work at the motel.
Oh boy.
Harry,
Can
go
you help
go
her?
help her, please.
Are you in there?
She's passed out, and hopefully
I've been
she's
calling.
fine.
Are you okay?
Is this what she knocked her head? It could have been so dangerous.
She could have opened her head. That's what happened to my
Beth, it's
customer,
Harry.
basically.
Kind of pity him a little bit.
Elizabeth Harmon,
Yeah?
this is Ed Spencer. I'm calling about tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
The tournament. We were wondering if you could come an hour early. The Louisville paper is sending a photographer, and we think WLAX will have something. Miss Harmon?
Yeah, I'll be there at 9:30. Half an hour is more than enough time for you to take the pictures. Shh.
Beth. Ed Spencer. You made it.
Yeah, hi. You wouldn't happen to have any aspirin?
I'm sure I can find you some.
Thank you. No.
Beth Harmon? Annette Packer.
Oh boy.
I was your first official win. You cleaned my clock.
Yep.
The whole thing lasted about 15 minutes.
Sorry.
Oh, don't be, it's an honor. I'm always telling people that I was there for 2 of your big firsts. I heard you were going to be here, so I came down for the weekend to thank you in person. Anyway, I'll see you inside.
How do you feel when someone tells you you're a role model for
Bye.
me and you're this?
I don't think that you feel great about it.
He's always there. Honestly though, if you can help.
Yeah, I wrecked the other one. I'm worried about you.
With reason.
What on earth for?
I've seen you once or twice at the supermarket. I work there.
What?
I'm assistant manager, so I'm usually in the office.
You've never said hello.
Well, he didn't seem approachable.
That's a nice way to say it.
You need help.
What kind of help would that be?
My dad drank. He wasn't mean or anything. He just got quiet and fell asleep in his clothes.
Okay.
You smell just like he did. Your eyes are just like his eyes. And your skin is,
My skin.
like I said, I'm worried about you.
Sounds more like you're feeling a little sorry for me.
I didn't say that.
And I'm not
It's
the one that's supposed to be in
annoying.
college, not working this supermarket.
I'm doing both. You know what? Yeah, I like working there. It's a good job and the people are nice.
Elizabeth?
Good luck, Beth.
He's such a sweet soul.
Yet again, she doesn't want to listen. People tend to do that when they're in the wrong, you know?
She got defensive. Yeah, she used the tactic of saying, you know, look where I am, look where you are, and you think you can tell me what to do. But then he enjoys his job, so that
Instead
doesn't
he's
work.
doing both.
Yeah,
Nice
so
job,
that doesn't
still in
work.
school. Is it Benny?
That's not his scar though. Is it? Maybe. Unless it's oh boy.
Damn it! Harry! Oh, I told you to leave me alone! Jesus
Wow.
fucking Christ.
Oh my god, I did not recognize her at all.
Who the hell are you?
Oh boy.
You look good, girl.
Jolene?
Oh my goodness.
you could not have come at a worse time or a better time.
Well,
like
she
this
might
is...
be able to help her out.
Oh, she's gonna help. There's only one episode left. She's gonna help.
Oh,
She
true.
seems to be, doing great considering, she was left at the orphanage with apparently no one there to adopt her and stuff.
Have
And
you seen her car? Damn.
she seems to be doing fine. So hopefully she can. And that's interesting because, was it this episode? They started with the mom saying, men are going to try to tell you what to do. And I was saying last episode and a little bit this time too, those conversations were probably about the mom's struggle. But then how much of that influenced Beth in her life, because if she grew up with that conversation and with those advice in mind and stuff, it could, explain why she's not keen to take any advice from any man who's trying to, help her out. And then in comes Jolene, who's not a man, who's not one of the two guys that have been trying to help her these past 2 episodes. She's her first friend. She's the one who took charge. She took her in charge. Yeah, she took charge of her when they were kids. She
helped
did.
her out, yeah.
Well, she did start her low key on that path with the drugs, sort of. But she also, she wasn't into it as so much that she was saying like, oh, eat them like candy and stuff. Like she did tell her, not to feel addictive, and she kind of warned her about it. But she was a kid and she was angry and she was, in the orphanage. But compared to Beth, her life seems to have done this, and Beth is doing this. So hopefully she can listen to her, take a few cues, take a few advice, and put her life back on track, which she almost did this episode. Benny was close. Honestly, I was happy because he took charge of her. He tried to have her get off the alcohol, and he tried to keep her off the alcohol.
And she was fine in Paris until she met again with...
Bargrove.
No, not Bargrove.
Oh, with Chloe? What was her
with
name?
Chloe, yeah.
Anyway, the girl.
And she went back again with her vices. And
Well-
against the match, she lost the match. But contrary to what we thought what she would do, she decided to not drink. She decided to focus on the house. She bought the house.
And how cool was that, by the way? Camera angles, in movies and stuff are important, and they tell a story, When she basically the guy showed up with the intention to put her down again. He needed the house, so he was kicking her out, and he kept saying, you're not my daughter. Basically, he refused to take responsibility for her, and I feel like she, at that moment, she was unsure of what she wanted to do, and he came in and tried to put her down once more, and she's been down many times before, and she got tired of it.
Yeah.
So for a brief moment, she tried to take charge, and I loved it because the camera went down for her, panned up. Basically, it gave the impression that she was high, that she was bigger than what she really was. That she was taller, and then it went up and panned down for him, kind of like he was smaller and weaker. So she took charge of the situation, and after that, like you said, she repaired it. She changed the house. She tried to talk to her neighbors and stuff. For a moment, it worked,
But with her addiction, like with the pills and with the alcohol, focusing your mind on something like work, like
well, it can
the
help.
house, the garden, everything, just the chest, it helped. But at the one time that she got bored, she decided to go to a club. She eat there and she decided, I'm going to take a drink.
Well-
and from there, everything went downhill again.
I feel like her first mistake is that she refuses to see that as an addiction. When she lost against Borgrove and Benny was saying, they told me you were drunk, and she was saying it wouldn't have made a difference. And he's like, I'm not sure of that. She refuses to acknowledge that the drinking is probably what's sabotaging her, because she was shaking. She was not in the right headspace at all during the game. She kept drinking water. She was not focused. And even Borgrove was like, what the fuck is wrong with her?
He wasn't impressed with her, yeah.
Not at all. And she refuses to acknowledge that this is the problem. And when someone tries to tell her that this is the problem, she lashes out because it's what she believes, that this is a part of her. She believes that this is her escape, that this is what she does, and that's how she's going to do it, So it's really complicated. Addiction is complicated, and I really love how they tackle it in the show because they make it so realistic. Like, it's realistic that someone with an addiction would do this when trying to, you know, recover. And she's not even trying to recover. Like, she tried to take charge of her life. And to do that, she tried to do what Benny told her, you know, no drinking and stuff. He kind of introduced the idea that, you know, if you don't need an escape, you know, we can have fun playing chess together. We can teach each other. I can show you new things. And you don't have to be here for anything else. Like, he didn't have sex with her. They didn't drink together. Nothing. They played chess. Of course, later on, after she, you know, played those games against all three guys and she won all of them, and basically she proved them all that she was fine with it, with no alcohol, with no escape, with no drugs. He slept with her. And I think that for a moment she had something that made her feel really happy. But he's really obsessed with chess, and he's I mean,
yeah, I think that at that moment
she lost him.
She lost him, but she got disappointed in him.
But she basically figured out that there's no future with him. He's not going to give her that. You know, it's not about her so much as it's about him.
Yeah.
So when she, you know, lost in Paris and came back, she was so unsure of what to do next. And he was like, are you going to come back to New York? I think that's why she hesitated, because going back to him is not going to lead to anything. You know, it doesn't change anything. It doesn't make things better. Mm-hmm. She went back to drinking after, so like it's not going to change anything. But then her on her own is not going to help either. And I think Harry showing up and saying, like, you know, I see what you're doing, I've seen it before, and it's a problem. It shook her cage a little bit. You know, it shook her, because you don't want anyone to tell you this straight. You know, you don't want the truth. You want the lies. This is what the drugs and the alcohol bring you. You know, lies about your feelings and lies about your life and stuff. It makes you feel great when you're drinking, and then it makes you feel like shit, so you drink more. So then Harry coming up and you know, trying to tell her what's up, she tried to belittle him, kind of like she used to do with chess. You know, she when he left last time, it's because like she kind of downplayed how great he was at chess, and because that's all she wanted to have between them. She didn't want to get into her feelings, I feel. So she downplayed how you know, his chess skills to make herself feel great and in control of the situation, because that's all she had between the two. And now she tried to do the same thing. You know, she tried to belittle his life, tried to make fun of his job, and try to put herself on such a high pedestal that he could not get to her. But it didn't work, because he likes his life and he enjoys it, and he's fine.
His life is not a wreck.
Exactly.
Like hers.
So, and she's been doing that so much, you know, trying to, when you're above people, you know, when you put yourself above people to such a height that you don't care about their opinion of you, and you don't care about, you know, what they do to you, because you're you're in your own space, you know, you're going to do whatever the hell you want to do, and no one is going to affect you, makes you feel safe. But then when the people coming to you and telling you those truths can actually affect you, that's when it hurts. That's when you face the truth, and that's when you cannot escape it. Mm-hmm. So yeah, now she's, you were saying that we did not see her at her worst. I think that we're there.
But that makeup, yeah.
And like, she feels it. It's not like she's stupid. Like, she knows that her life is a wreck, and she feels the stares and stuff, and she lashes out. And then you got that girl who comes in and is like, you're a real role model to me and to other girls like us and stuff. And she's like, yeah. What role model? She's lost confidence, and now she's even disrespecting the one thing that she had such passion for.
Chess, yeah.
So I'm really glad that Jolene is there. I did not expect her to show up, but I'm happy, and I think that it started with her. It needs to end with her. Like, she used to listen to Jolene.
She needs to have a lot of help.
Yeah.
And she needs to have someone to check on her and be sure that she's staying on her path.
And you know, I think it might help to get the opinion of someone who's been down there with her. You know, who's been at the orphanage, who did not have a family, who was left behind literally when Beth left. So someone who felt it all and lived it all. Someone who can teach her, or at least give her good advice that she's going to actually listen to. Because that's the thing. When she got to the orphanage, she connected with Jolene, and Jolene told her stuff, and she listened, and she looked up to her. I think now is the time for her to start looking up to her again.
Yeah.
Hopefully, because she could be a wreck and we don't know it, but she doesn't look like a wreck, so. And I think we have only one episode to go. It's time
That
for
we
her
do.
to, yeah.
That we do.
I mean, it could go so many ways. Like, either, you know, I think she's gonna heal. Like, I think she's gonna take charge again, but do it right this time. She's gonna seek help. So I think that part of her life is gonna be okay. Now the question is she gonna be okay and then go to Moscow and beat Borgrov? Or is she gonna be okay and decide that she doesn't need to go to Moscow and beat Borgrov?
You know what? I think a huge part of her character is technically chess. And Borgov beat her twice at chess. So I don't think that it would be fulfilling for the show for
that
her
she doesn't
to
beat him?
not beat him at the end of the season 1.
Okay, no, in a
But-
way, it could be fulfilling if she chose that she doesn't need this, especially if
Yeah.
she grew paranoid, not paranoid, but obsessed with the idea of beating him. So in this way, it's true. It would not be fulfilling because at this point, it's
Because-
more like she's letting
okay.
go of chess.
Let's look at it this way. We know that technically she used chess as an escape,
Yeah.
as something to fulfill her life, basically. Well, at least that's what some of you guys write down in the comments. So, yeah, if she does find out that she doesn't need chess to fulfill her life, and
If she
can
could
find
actually go
someone-
beat Borgrov, but do it just because she wants to, you know, just for fun. Have it a good time doing it, and doing it sober, not hungover, not, you know, on pills, not on anything. Actually beat him on her own terms, doing, you know, being herself. That would be fulfilling, for real. So if she goes in and actually plays him, which it would be fine if she
Which
did it.
reminds me of something that you said, that she needed to learn and master the basics, but she got bored of the basic, right?
Yeah, that's what Benny was saying.
It reminds me of what our own sensei used to say, she doing, yeah. It is said that you need to practice 1,000 times, like one punch or one kick, and you need to master that punch and master that kick to do it perfectly at the end, so that it's going to be efficient. Same thing with the basic move.
Or what fits more actually with what's been going on with her is we used to be the only ones in our class. She's talking about karate, by the way.
Yeah.
We used to be the only ones in our class who could do a head kick, and
Yeah.
I remember my teacher once. Well, not once. He kept saying it actually, but he used to
use you
have
an
us-
example a
yeah.
lot of times.
He used us as an example to show us that fancy moves, you know, when learning karate and stuff, fancy moves and stuff that impress people mean nothing when you're actually facing someone in the street, because the goal is not to show off, the goal is to, you know, get out of there alive. So fancy moves and fancy tricks are great, and they, you know, you show off with them. But when it comes to being efficient, sometimes you're gonna lose yourself in the theatrics. So when it comes to Beth, I think that this is kind of like what Benny was saying. With her moves, she shows off. She does these intense tricks, and sometimes it works, but that's because she doesn't want to focus on the boring side of chess, because I think she has an ego. She definitely has an ego, and she sees herself as really good. And many times in this show, we've been saying that it blinded her to her mistakes and to opportunities to learn. She's been growing on that side a lot recently, but still, when it comes to Borgov, she was saying he's boring. You know, he plays like a robot and stuff, but he mastered the techniques. He mastered the basics, the boring stuff that she doesn't want to focus on. If you know the basics, you can learn from them and grow from them. So instead of focusing on what she does best and what she does, you know, already like a champ, she needs to focus on the stuff that she never really focused on before, which is what Benny taught her. So I like that. And I think that, I mean, this is what makes her a great player now. She just needs to deal with her personal issues. Because she could have beaten Borgrov in Paris, probably, if she had been, you know, sleeping and clean
Focusing.
and sober, and yeah. The drugs used to help her calm down. You know, she was a storm of emotions, and the drugs used to help her focus a lot, and they became her escape. And at one point, she started thinking that it was the only thing maybe keeping her controlled when playing. After that, she started playing without them a little bit, and it worked, but then it was too late. You know, the drugs had become the problem. So at first the drugs were helping the problem, and now they became the problem. So yeah.
Well, she got used to them.
Yeah. Hopefully next episode Jolene can shake some sense into her, help her out, and you know, make her see that she really needs help. Harry said it, Benny said it, now Jolene needs to say it too, and yeah, we can finish this show on a high note.
Yeah.
So that was it for episode 6, 7?
6.
Oh wow. Okay.
7 is the finale.
It's true.
We're not
I
done
keep
yet.
looking at your sheet. It's Shadow and Bone. That's
no,
8.
Queen's
Sorry.
Gambit, we finished the 6th episode, okay?
Yeah. Hopefully you enjoyed the episode. If you want to see the finale right away, it is on Patreon already, or it will be very soon. Check it out if you want. The link is in the description below.
And if you don't, wait for the next one to be out on YouTube, which will be next week.
Yes.
Bye, guys.
Bye.